Heading on a big trip this summer, and this morning Save with Sorboni, we're talking about keeping your data secure while you're traveling. So we're joined by our cyber guide, Jeff Garbus of Soaring Eagle Consultants. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for inviting me, Sorboni, and happy Star Wars Day.
Oh yes, May the 4th be with us as we concentrate on keeping our information safe, right?
That's it.
You know, let's start with cell phone protection because most of our information these days is kept on our phones. So where should we keep those devices when we're traveling?
Someplace close to us, in a pocket, in a tight purse. One of my favorite suggestions for the ladies who like to carry purses is that you can go to a gun show and get a purse that's built for concealed carry, which is for hiding things, and it doesn't have to be a gun. It can be your cell phone, it can be your wallet, your credit cards, your passport.
That's definitely a creative take on it. That's interesting. Also, you say make sure that you update your protections before you leave on your trip on your phone.
Absolutely. The phones today have great toys for using fingerprints or retina scans or relatively complicated passwords. Don't just use your name or your kids' names. Make sure it's something which is 8 characters or longer and a little bit mixed up.
And the Find My Phone app is key. And yeah, husband, I'm talking to you that time that you lost your phone in Italy and we had to take an hour train ride to go find it. Yeah, so the Find My Phone app is key.
Absolutely. Set that up before you go, and that way you don't have to worry about it after you go.
Although it did lead to a good adventure. Hey, let's talk about protecting your passport because that could be a real nightmare if you lose it.
Do not let your own passport out of your protection. The only person who touches my passport besides my wife is the customs agent or the passport agent at the airport who's looking for it.
So you say lock it up when you're in the hotel room. And then this was interesting. Make a copy of it. How could that be helpful?
Well, if you are going to be going out and about, you can keep that locked up in your hotel room, and if somebody wants to see your passport, you can show them the copy. Much safer than putting your passport in the hands of somebody who may turn around and walk away quickly, more quickly than you walk.
And if you leave a copy at home that could be faxed over in the event that you do lose it, that could really save you in a bad situation.
That helps a lot too. It's no fun to be in a foreign country and not have your passport and not have a copy of it. It makes it really tough to get on the plane. I
feel like I have examples of all of these things in my circle of friends and family. So you want to keep that in your hands. How about credit cards when it comes to keeping those safe and that information protected?
My first suggestion is don't carry a debit card. Those are the direct key to your checking account or savings account.
Leave that at home.
I would leave that at home. Make sure you keep those on hand as well. Make sure, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so you want to keep those. And then also, what about an identity protection service? You know, you always hear the ads for something like LifeLock. Would traveling be a good time to really enact something like that?
We enabled LifeLock as soon as it became available, and we bought it for our kids as well. And we've kept it that whole time. So absolutely yes. There's a little bit of a hit when you want to go apply for a new credit card because it takes a little while longer, but that's great because it makes it harder for somebody else as well.
Okay, and then as far as checking transactions as you travel?
You can do that. I would not do any financial transactions on my phone. However, if you're back in your hotel room and you're not on the Wi-Fi that's available at a Starbucks, it's probably safer to go in and just ask the question, are all the charges on my card my charges?
Yeah, and sometimes you can get that alert. The other important thing to do is you don't want to get your credit card cut off because somebody thinks you are the fraudster buying things abroad, right?
I actually call American Express and tell them to expect charges in Mexico or wherever I happen to be, San Juan last week. Yeah, absolutely.
And finally, just quickly, watch our own behavior when we're traveling.
Yeah, it's a good time not to be shopping drunk.
Always a good idea because you never know what you're going to buy or leave behind.
That's it. And then just keep your stuff with you. Don't leave your purse or your backpack on the table and then go to the restroom. You may not see it again.
Exactly. So, yeah, Spring Breakers, that one was for you. Jeff, thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Sorboni.
Nice to see you.